Hi, my name is Jason Lee. I'm the founder of Silent Innovations, and in this video, we'll show you how your day might be as a loan officer at a CDFI if you're using our contract automation solution. Today, we'll go about doing three things, and the point here is to emulate what a loan officer might do in a typical day. In the morning, we'll send out a commitment letter to the borrower with the term sheet, notifying her of the successful approval of her application by the credit committee. After that, we'll prepare the closing loan documents for another borrower who's further along in the process. We'll start the file and finish it off by handing it off for internal review. And finally, we'll prepare a report for your supervisor who will present to the board the lending activities for the previous quarter. Typically, depending on how streamlined your organization is, something like this could take a whole day, especially the second part. But using our system, you'll find that it can be done in less than about 30 minutes or so. All right, so here's the scenario. Let's say that yesterday, the credit committee met and approved three of the applications under your review. And you'll provide the good news to one of these applicants by sending them a filled out commitment letter and ask for a return signature. Your marketing team has provided you with the borrower application data from the main CDFI website. So it's an Excel sheet or CSV file containing all of the information. This is what it looks like. It's got the borrower information like the names and addresses, but it doesn't contain deal information like how much the loan was approved for. You have that information on a notepad that you took to the committee meeting yesterday. Since we won't be importing all the data, I'll delete the rows behind the scenes. So let's log into the system and import the data. Okay, logging in. And just to get you oriented, main screen is divided into two parts, current projects and archive projects. And current projects is the one that's ongoing and requires your constant attention. And the archive projects are the ones that are sort of closed. You would reference them back for reference purposes and extract important information like loan amounts or something like that. But they do not require day-to-day attention. In any case, let's import the data from the Excel file that we got before. So import, and we'll upload the Excel file. Okay, and this is the truncated is the one that has the three borrowers. Okay, and we'll create commitment letters for these. Okay, and we'll import that. Now you can see that the projects have been created. I imported three commitment letters, but I'm going to only send out one, Yodelini. This is what a commitment letter looks like right in the middle of the screen. The middle screen is the interactive preview. It's not an exact replica of how it would print because it has interactive components like text input field, drop-down menus, but the content, the exact words, will match up perfectly. And if you want to see how it will print at any time, you can export it out to Word or PDF. On the left-hand side are all of the variables that we've put in so you can customize this document for this borrower. Now, you can fill the blanks either on the left-hand column or the middle screen, but if you did it on the middle screen, you would have to search for things. But on the left-hand side, you don't have to search for the boxes because it's listed in a neat order. And the right-hand side changes based on what you're doing and has various functionalities. For example, the snapshots is how you save under our system. But the most important part of the right-hand side is arguably the help section. So whenever you click on a variable, it will show you the help text so that either you or your employees can make a better informed decision as to how to fill certain items out. So let's make sure that all the information is correct here. So this is all from the data that you received from the IT department. And since the IT department doesn't have the information from the credit committee, you will have to put them in yourself from the notes that you gathered from the committee meeting. So what you can do under this system is that if the value of the variable has been confirmed or you are sure of it, you can actually click on this check the box here, note that is confirmed, and if you click it one more time, it will show it as uncertain, and then it will automatically put brackets around it, and you could cycle through by clicking them through. And this is important because it's efficient to keep track of whether something is resolved or not. It frees up your mind. And you can organize the terms based on this. For example, if you want to filter the left-hand side, and by checking these things off, you could tell which one is the uncertain items that are outstanding and so on. So we'll just put these back. I'm going to speed up the tedious parts and slow down when I want to show you something. Loan amount, you can look at your notes, but it was $50,000. And you could tell that the words have been filled in automatically. So loan terms, this form is in months, but you can also set them in years, and some people prefer to call this tenor or maturity. And it's of course all customizable, and we can do that when we do the setup. Interest rate is pretty self-explanatory, and we even allow you to do interest only period where the borrower only has to pay interest. In this deal, it's 3 months of interest only. So, and you'll notice that the new text came in when you put in this the number. Before, when it was 0, you didn't see anything, but when you press 3, new text shows up. And if you want to see what just changed, instead of going like that, you could see what changed by turning on the red line mode. And red line mode tells you exactly how the text changes from the default values. And the default value was 0 when there was no interest only period. So as soon as you put some number in there, it will put the text in. Okay, we'll turn off the red line mode. By the way, notice how the application is calculating the interest and the repayment amounts here. Moving on, credit support. Let's say that there is no mortgage on this one. Okay, so we'll just delete the mortgage. Okay, personal unlimited payment guarantee of the owners. Okay, default charge. This is a number that's created by adding the interest rate to the default rate. So you have 13, but let's just call it 2% in this case. Okay, and you can see that the number changes automatically. Estimated fees, let's say 1% of the deal, which is $500. Since commitment letter is an offer to provide money, acceptance date is the due date in which the borrower needs to accept this offer, and the expiration date is the date in which you need to close by, because lenders really don't like to have outstanding commitments that extend far out, especially if they don't become funded and generate interest income. Governing law, we'll make it Michigan. Looks good. Okay, so we're almost done here. But it does, you see in your notes that the credit committee has required one more condition here. And it says that for the closing to occur, they need to have received a certified organic certification from the USDA on or prior to the closing date. A big part of your job as a loan officer is thinking outside the box to protect your employer's interest as a lender while balancing the cost and effort required from the client borrower's side. And this outside the box thinking often manifests itself in unique conditions, representations, and covenants, and sometimes elsewhere in the contract. So in this fictional dairy company, it's borrowing the money to ramp up the production of organic dairy offerings. And the credit committee thought that it was reasonable to have the certification in place by the closing. What we can do here in that case is that you could actually change the forms information. And this is different from these type of blanks where the entire text is expected to change, but this is part of the actual boilerplate template that's not expected to change on a regular basis. So if you want to change this text, what you can do is go to the freestyle editing mode, click in the area, and create a new number. Okay, let's say you you must have obtained a certified organic certification from the USDA on or prior to the closing date. Okay, saved it. All right, and then this the right hand side changes automatically to show you freestyle edits sort of in effect. Let's just export it out to Word so that everything looks okay. Usually our customers are very detail oriented and they want to make sure that it is precisely formatted as a numbered list, and they want to confirm that. All right, here, number 5. Okay, excellent. All right, everything looks great. Let's send it off to client. So let's do the e-signature, and what you can do is go down the PDF option and go to the distribute e-sig. And since this feature is built into our system, you don't have to draw any boxes or anything like that. And since you are one of the signatories, here, let's lender signature, let's put them in here. Loan officer. Actually, I don't need to do that because I'll be self-signing. Let me speed it up a bit here. And you press request. And let me show you how to self-sign. So you click on this self-sign button to get to the signature pad where you can draw your signature. And when everyone signs, the system will automatically send out the fully executed documents to all signatories. I just showed you how to do a commitment letter for this one customer. Now I'm going to show you how to create a closing set of loan documents from an approved or signed commitment letter. In this case, Daenerys Dairies. And let's go just to take a look at that file. You can see that all of the things have been filled out. Notice that the collateral package does not include real estate here. Okay. The key requirement of what you need to do in this task is to transfer over all that deal terms that you filled out the commitment letter with to the closing documents. And there are a couple of ways to do this, but the way we prefer to do it in-house here is to simply make a copy out of it so you don't lose the original. And then what you can do is you could change the template from the commitment letter to the closing documents. And some people like to, name it closing documents and whatnot. You could also leave it as it is because, when you change it, the template will be different from the commitment letter. And let's go edit this document. So one thing that you'll notice is that unlike the commitment letter, there's more than one document in this closing set, and you can navigate to different documents by using this navigation. The first document that we often like to do for a closing set is a closing index, which is table of contents for all the documents that will be included in here. We also know that the mortgage wasn't going to be provided, so what we can do is exclude, and this number 9, mortgage by borrower, will be excluded. Okay, just like that. And that document will not be included when we create the final zip file. So let's go down the list. Since this is a demonstration loan documents, the lender field is a variable, but when we do the setup for your institution, your lender information will be hard coded. And we will just keep on going and just confirm each one that's good. Okay, jurisdiction, limit liability company, closing date. Let's close on December 2nd. Okay, number of guarantors. Okay, all right, let's go to the next document, loan agreement. Okay, now we are in the loan agreement, and you'll notice that the things that you have confirmed from the previous document shows as confirmed. So as you go through each document that you work through, you will have less and less items to confirm and make decisions on. So the loan amount 50,000. Okay, guarantor name. Um, Okay, she is also the owner, and it is very common to have the owner also provide personal guarantee. Okay, annual report start date. Essentially, these are related to when the first financial statements need to be delivered from the borrower to the lender, so the lender knows how the borrower is doing. Quarterly report start date. We'll do March 31st, 2022. Okay. Governing law, good. Street address, good. Okay, great. Lender address. Now we are filling it out here, but when we do the setup for your institution, we will hard code this in. Okay. Loan officer name. Okay, and we could leave the borrower's signature for the time when they actually sign. We're not planning to finalize the documents today. Let's go to the next document, the term loan note. Okay, we are now at the term loan. You can see that a lot of the blanks have already been filled out. Let's see what this one needs. This is not going to be an SBA loan. It will just be a general loan. Payment start date. I think the closing date was December 2nd. So let's make that January 1st. Loan term. These are from the commitment letter. Okay. Charge. Interest rate. Okay. All good. Interest rate. Interest only period was 0. Okay. Account number. These are for direct deposit information. So this is the information necessary to pull the money directly out from the borrower's bank account. And to make that happen, you need an ACH withdrawal authorization form and submit that to the borrower's bank, which is part of this closing set. And this information is being populated in that document as well right now. And you can see that the amortization had been automatically populated from all the input data. Okay. Moving to the next document. Security agreement, okay, nothing new there. Guarantee, is guarantee an entity? No, it's an individual. Guarantor's address line. Just make something up here. Okay, good. I think you get the idea, which is that the more you fill out in the previous document, the less you need to fill out going forward. The remaining documents are the resolutions and the direct withdrawal form and the mortgage. And I want to just show you a quick thing about the mortgage, so let's skip there. So if you go to the mortgage document, the system is smart enough to tell you that it's not part of the closing now. So even when you select to export all of the documents, it will not be included in the closing set. So just to show you, let's create the closing set. While it's being generated, I just want to point out a few things. Look how we are able to create all of the final documents, including only the relevant documents with appropriate language reflecting the deal terms all throughout, simply by filling out the interactive questionnaire. And I know we sped up the video and cut out some undate parts, but in real time, getting the documentation done for this deal took less than 15 minutes. Once signed by the parties, they become legally enforceable contracts, and this is exactly what you would present in the court of law if there is no repayment. So when you start the legal proceeding, the end goal is to receive legal remedies, which may include selling of the borrower's assets to fulfill its unpaid obligations. Okay, and this is what was downloaded, the zip file. So let's just take a look at that. Okay, great. There's no mortgage. Excellent. Let's just do some checks. Okay, looks beautiful. Excellent. Okay, 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 very good. And you get the point. Now, when it's time to do the actual closing, because there are a lot of documents, what some of our customers like to do is to do a compiled closing set. And then what it will tell you to do, it'll tell you download all signature pages packet. Let's see what happens when you do that. Okay. So behind the scenes, the system is automatically creating all of the signature pages you need to close the deal. And you receive all of the signature pages with the footers identifying the right document. Okay. And it says have the signature pages signed and scan them in the exact same order as the packet. Okay. And you can either have it signed or use a PDF based software to stamp those signatures. And we can upload the signed signature packet PDF and then generate the closing binder. And in that case, what you'll get is a full executed closing set in a neat zip file. Okay, now we're done with this. Let's hand this off to the internal review team. The way we do that in our system is through the responsible person designation. This is part of the batch actions. So you could click, whichever ones that you want to click, or you could click them all, um, and you can just change. You could delete them, you can archive them, share them, and you could just change the responsible person. In this case, we're going to change it to internal review, confirmed, and internal review will be the responsible person now, and you could select, based on what the responsible person is and such. So the entire team knows that this is on their plate, and that is one way in which you could sort of hand off these electronic files to the next person and back. And finally, you've been asked to prepare a spreadsheet showing how much lending activity the lending institution has been engaged in the past quarter. To do that, what you would have to do is to go to the archives projects, which is where all your deals that have closed and have been funded. It could be a committed deal also if it's a commitment letter. So in the current transactions, the focus is on progress and the process. In the archive projects, the focus are the deal terms, which is important for the post-closing team to take over and service the loans. Now you can narrow the list down, showing just the deals this year. Okay. And you could just do the closing documents. So this would have the closed deals. If you do the commitment letter, you would have the committed deals. So in this current assignment, you have to do closed deals because you have to know how much was funded. And then you could export it out to Excel. You'll find that this application plays really well with Excel, both in terms of import and export, because Excel is an excellent reporting platform. So let me clean up the spreadsheet a little bit here. You want to sort. I'm going to delete all the information that is not the third quarter information. Okay, and then you could add them using the auto sum. Okay, and then you could report that this is the amount of um, that has closed in the third quarter. And based on these numbers, the institution can predict how much interest income it would generate and so on. And now you could hand off some version of this report to the boss and call it a day. So to summarize, I hope this video gave you a feel for how the system would integrate into your workday as a CDFI loan officer. You'll see that it is really easy to create documents, make custom changes, import and export information, and generate useful closing sets and reports. Most of all, it's really easy to use because so much of the functionality is intuitive and it may even make creating documents a fun part of your job. Thank you for watching.